rage like real. I ain't taking L's in Madden all year.
Yo. What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Rail. So today's video, I want to show you guys how I would run this pro style defense in Madden 23. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So first and foremost, I am in the Chiefs defensive playbook. Again, I'm in the Chiefs defensive playbook. Now, the reason I chose to do this is because a lot of pro players have been running this nickel over right here, and I want to just show you guys in this video how I would run it. Now, this isn't my personal defense, no, but I was taking a look at it, and this is how I would run it. Now, I'm thinking about doing some gameplay with this, so if we can get this video to about 50 likes, then I'll actually drop some gameplay with me using this very defense that I'm about to go over. So first and foremost, the most important thing that I would say that you want to do when using this is make sure your depth chart is correct. So what I mean by correct is what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to, first you want to look at your cornerbacks. You want to make sure you have the best two cornerbacks in. Free safety, same thing. Make sure you have somebody fast. Fast is what's really important if you want to run this defense. Zone coverage does matter, but typically speed is going to be your best friend on this. Now, last thing that you want to do, if my controller can stop wigging out, is you want to go to the sub linebacker. So a sub linebacker, this will be your user most of the time. So you want to make sure that's the fastest player available. That's why I do have 93 speed. This would be a secondary user, 90, who's right here. Now, this third linebacker spot is going to end up being your defensive end. So it's great to have somebody with speed and who can cover. Now, they don't need to be crazy. So if you want to, there's little things we do. So maybe if I want to put them manned up on one of the faster receivers, then I can actually put Johnson in right here because he has 93 speed. Or if I want to put Anderson on somebody who has 91 speed. So just keep this name in mind, Deion Bush, and you're going to be able to see exactly what I'm talking about in a second. But this position right here really does matter with this particular scheme. If you want to do it this way, now you don't need to do it this way, but I just think it's better too. So what we're going to do essentially is audible from 3-3, excuse me, to nickel over. And when we audible, number 26 is actually going to get replaced by number 8, if that makes sense. So whoever you want to cover, maybe you want put your best cover player here, one of your best with speed, then you can do that. But that's how I like to do it. Now, normally this will be your user, or you're going to use one of these safeties. It literally just depends on you. Now, obviously, right here, you can put whoever you want on your D-line. If you love linebackers, you can put outside linebackers in these two spots, and you can have a good D-tackler in right here. But in the Chiefs scenario, they have Frank Clark and they have Chris Jones, so I want to keep them. And Dunlap's pretty good. Now, if I wanted to, I could sub in Carter or somebody if I didn't want Dunlap there, but that's up to you. Now, what we're going to do is choose any play at nickel 3-3. But first and foremost, I want to show you guys about audibles. Now, as far as audibles goes, I like cover 4 quarters, overload blitz, cover 3, and then nickel 2 trap. Those are my favorite ones to come out in. Now, also keep in mind, we'll talk about zone drops here in a second. Actually, we'll just start off zone drop. Most of you guys do zone drop. So what we're going to do is not that right there, my controller's tripping. So what we're gonna do is flats. I normally like to put mine at like 20 or 25. It's all up to you guys. I'm gonna put 20, and then my curls, I like them at 5, and hooks, you can adjust those if you want to. I'm just not for this video. Now, before I go any further, I do want to say CFL. So if you want to be in my money CFL league, please and you are on PS4, you have to be on PS4. If you are interested at all, visit my website, allthingsmadden.com. The link is in the description. And if you just want some ebooks, or you want to take a look at the ebooks that I have, and also Go to Mills is on All Things Madden. So if you want to look at his ebooks, make sure you do go check it out. Link is in the description. And again, make sure you do the money CFL. All the rules will be in the Discord when you join, but it will be $10 entry fee, and you will win, I believe, $200 for first place, $50 for second place. So make sure you do go join that if you're interested. So anyways, all that's out the way. Now, you can come out technically any defense in 3-3, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that. Now, this doesn't matter, so what we'll do is just come out in something like, I don't know, trio offset week is fine, and we'll do Saints deep out just because why not. Now, when you do this, you want to audible from 3-3, and you want to go over here to audible to any one of these plays. So start off with, I'm going to show you cover 4 quarters. So notice what happens. Notice how they swap. Now, this doesn't happen. This is just a little glitch right here that just never happens, so don't expect that to happen. He's going to be on the line of scrimmage, so I'm going to go ahead and put him in the spot. But there's two things I like to do with this when you audible. So the first thing you could do is actually pinch your whole defense, and to do that, you want to hit R1, and you want to pinch your whole defense. Now, if you want to use their safety, this is what I like to do. I like to just walk this guy down here and then blitz him just like this, and then now you're going to be responsible for the middle. So if you don't know match coverage well, actually this is a match, this is actually zone drop. So again, we have our purples at 5, and you can just play, but you're basically playing a cover 4 drop style. Now if you wanted to do deeper, you can do your clouds, which are going to get you at 20 yards, or you can start off with a double Mabel if you wanted to. So you have a lot of options, right? So I'm gonna throw him in mid read, just I'm throwing back in the 3 rec. Now the reason I like this defense is because we can actually do something really unique here. So what we can do is actually a square that's our safety. We can actually man him up to whoever we want to, no matter where they are on the field. So if I want him to man up on Michael Thomas, I have the ability to do that. So if they're just running a lot of drag routes with Michael Thomas, I can stop that. If they're running a lot of corner routes with, I don't know, something like R1, I can man that up. And also, I can actually put him in a vertical hook. I can put him in a seam flat. I could put him in a lot of things. So, and also if they have a really fast quarterback, then you can actually get him as a quarterback spy, and that way, it can help contain. Or of course, you guys know you can just use him as a, let me go ahead and blitz him again. You can just use him as a quarterback contain. So there's a lot that we can do out of this, and it's really great too because cover 4 quarters, if you notice, this is the run fits. So look at the C right here. So notice how he's going to come down. And now if we want to actually have both our safeties in a box, there is something else that we can do. So what I'm gonna do is just snap this ball, just throw this ball away a little bit, and just notice how, like I said, this defense, I really do love it, man. It's really an easy defense to switch to. So let's say, let me switch off of him, and let me just go to this lineman right here. So let's say let's say we wanted to take a look at cover 4 quarters again. Now, notice what happens. He's going to go to the defensive end spot, and we're going to pinch our defense again, right? So another thing I like doing too is actually pressing triangle, and we're going to hit show blitz. Now, when you hit show blitz, what's going to happen is it's going to rotate both of your safeties down. Now, I think since I touched Reed earlier, he didn't rotate down, but normally he's going to rotate down right about there, and then I'm going to show you right after this. But right now, I'm just kind of walking you through what you should expect. Now, normally these things doesn't happen where they kind of cross over. I just noticed in practice mode they do that. It's real finicky. That's why if you touch people before, they won't move. So it's really important to do this as soon as your opponent breaks the huddle. And again, I'm going to take a look at this. And don't worry, I'm going to show you guys some blitzes and stuff and what I like doing. I just want to show you guys the different ways that you can set this defense up. So it all depends on who you want to use her. So again, let me make sure I don't touch anybody. So what we're going to do is go here. We're going to go back to cover 4 quarters. Now notice how everybody moves how they're supposed to. This is what it would normally look like when you don't touch anybody. Now what I like to do, like I said, pinch the defense right away. Now you have an option. Either you can run it just like this, or you can show blitz. When you show blitz, notice how both our safeties are going to walk down, and both our safeties are involved in run fit. That's what that little button means. Now if you want to know how to do that, you simply hold L2 and press square. If I can figure out how to show you. So you're going to press L2, and then you're going to hold square, and that's going to pull it up. Or you can do circle. Square and circle is what you alternate between. And you can set it up like this. Now this is just a great base defense. Now you can do this out of a lot. So next I'm going to show you cover 3. So with cover 3, normally if I'm going to run cover 3, I like to just press. Just pinch it. Don't show blitz, because when you show blitz, it's going to walk that middle third down, and normally I don't like my middle third being that low to the line of scrimmage, because sometimes you can give up a bomb if you're not careful, because sometimes they slow play things, so be very careful with that. So normally I like to just pinch my defense if I'm going to run a cover 3 base, and notice how that guy's going to stay up top right there. So that's what I love to do. Now also I want to show you nickel 2 trap. So the good thing about nickel 2 trap is we're already blitzing our slot. So I like to use this when I want to zone blitz. And I'll show you man blitz here in a second, but we're going to pinch our defense. Notice how it looks the same as cover 3. So the reason I like this defense is because everything looks the same. Now if I want to show blitz, notice how now he'll still rotate down. So my opponent right now has no idea what coverage I'm playing, because we're making everything look the exact same. So anytime you have that in the defense, you're going to be winning. So user it all depends on you. And also another thing I like is you could slide your line whichever way you want to. So I just slid my line to the right. Now I'm going to slide my line to the left. I'm going to slide them out. I'm going to pinch them. As soon as they move, I'm going to pinch them. So notice how we're able to just move our line how we want to, which means that you can actually shoot the gaps on the run, which is why this is a really, really popular defense, right? So next thing I will talk about is blitzing. So versus the blitz, actually I better show you the run. So versus the run, normally you want to pinch your defensive line. That's why I like to just pinch my whole defense, because it's going to put everybody where you need to be for run defense. Now, you can either use it a linebacker or the safety. That's all completely up to you. Now, I will say, if you want the best run defense, you're going to want to use it at safety and then fill the gap that happens. So that's what I would suggest, but you definitely can stop it. It just depends on what run play, how you need to slide your line, all that matters. But as you can see, everybody just kind of fills their lane naturally really well, just because you have so many people in the box. So just keep that in mind. Let me go to switch to somebody else. So let's go back to, which one I want to talk about. So I want to show you man coverage, right? So with man coverage, you're going to have like a too high look if we pinch our defensive line. Well, we pinch everybody, excuse me. Notice how now we have two safeties up top. So what's really cool is that you can actually do a lot out of this. So if you wanted to, you could even take square. You could man him up to X if you wanted to. Or if you wanted to grab the guy who's responsible for, notice how he's responsible for the tight end. So now we're technically free. And now I could take triangle. I could throw him on a purple. Or, you know, if I wanted to, I could take X, throw him on a purple. And I could take this linebacker and I can man him up to the running back. So there's just a lot that I could do now. Obviously, I just have to worry about the tight end, what the tight end's doing. You know, a shade over the top. There's so many things that we can do. Again, you can take square. You can even throw him in a, you know, hard flat if you wanted to. Just double Mabel that side and then make X take the running back. So now you're just really worried about the tight end, and that's all. So there's so many things that you can do out of this defense. And then again, we have a ton of people in the box. So we have one, counting myself, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 people that's inside the box that's dedicated to stop the run. We have safeties on the field. We have 1 safety, 2 safeties. We have 3 safeties, 4 safeties, 5 safeties on the field. And this is why this defense is just really, really scary. And this is why the pros are using this defense. Now, I'll talk about in the last section just a couple coverage shells that I like. And just notice how everything just kind of plays, you know. And we get a really, really solid pass rush. So as far as coverage shells goes, there's excuse me, let's actually audible to cover 3 right here. Now notice I did touch the safety, so they're not going to move properly. So we're going to pinch our defense, remember. So a couple coverage shells that I like. Some of these are meta. Most of these are going to be meta. Some of these are not. So ones that I do like is going to be your basic double Mabel. So I like the double Mabel like this. Excuse me, actually what we're going to do is we're going to make those, we're going to shade down to make our safeties out here, play the deeper routes. And then we're going to take our safeties down low, which is going to be the hard flat right here. And then we'll hard flat that guy. And then we'll come like this. Now, sometimes I do like to quarterback attain and spread my defensive line. And the only reason why is so we can actually get a solid pass rush. So our defensive tackle could take 2 people. And we're really banking on the fact of our defensive tackle putting in work, splitting the double team. That's literally all that we're banking on when we're doing that. So that's one way I like to run it. And also sometimes I do like to deep half my cornerbacks. So again, I'll show you that right here. So we'll go to cover 3, and then we're going to pinch our whole defense. And then we're going to deep half our cornerbacks. Now, be very careful. You need speed out there to be deep halfing. So sometimes if I have time, I will back them off. But that's up to you. But again, here is just kind of how I would run my double Mabel. You can set them to however you want to. You know, you can put the clouds out there. You can, you know, spread your defensive line, quarterback attain. This is my pass defense, basically. So next thing I want to show you is cover 2, like how I would run a basic cover 2. So I do like this concept out here with having this guy deep halved and then having a hard flat, or if that's how I wanted to run it. So sometimes I may do it like this, where I put that guy at 20, and then I'll still go ahead and pinch my defense the same way. And then normally it depends on how aggressive I want to play. So sometimes I'll take X, I'll put him in the middle third, and then I'll take square right here and I'll man him up to whoever I think. So maybe X, or maybe I'll man him up to the slot, because this is a safety, you know, so we can afford to do that. But like I said, it all just depends on what style of coverage I want to play. Sometimes I do like to go with the regular cover 2 in my audibles. I like to alternate, basically. So it just depends on what my opponent's doing, if I want to blitz or not. So I'm going to take out cover 3 for now, and I'm going to put a regular cover 2 just to show you what a regular cover 2 would be like. And after that, it's pretty much going to be the video. This is basically just getting into coverages. Some of you guys like to know coverage shells and stuff like that. So we'll go to something like tray offset now. We'll just call something like China wide pop. I mean, the play doesn't matter. It's just the coverage that matters. So right here, I'm going to go to cover 2 and just kind of show you guys, you know, some of you guys like to be basic. And I'll show you how I would play a basic cover 2. So what we'll do is take X, put him in the middle third. Now right here with square, I would actually take him and man him up to the tight end. just so that way we can have a little help. Or I may take square, put him in a hard flat, and then back my cloud off right here. Notice how we back him up. You know, might spread out the line, and then normally I probably would base align this just to bring my player back, and then pinch my defense just like this. The only reason I would do that is because our cornerback can still actually help out over there, and if you're worried about it, you can always back that corner off. But notice how now we have people in the box, we're here to help. Or, you know, you can do something like take a square, put them in a vertical hook, and then you can kind of play the flats yourself. So you can maybe, you know, lurk the flats over here and then come back and try to lurk this. And then, you know, you still have a solid pass rush. So, like I said, man, it's just cool because you have a lot of things. You have a lot of weapons. And with the safeties, you could do a lot. Like I said, with that linebacker one, you could put him manned up all the way out there on square. You can man him up on that crosser by circle on the PA counter, on this PA play right here, PA post shot. If they're running this kind of concept at you or something like that, and it's really getting on your nerves, maybe they're taking him, putting him on a Texas route or something, then what you can do is just man up that circle route right there. And technically you could just take X, throw him in the middle third if you're worried about it. And now you can run something like this, you know, where you kind of just responsible for, you know, playing a tight end or playing a running back. Maybe you could try taking that away. Maybe you could put somebody in a hard flat, you know. Like, the options are endless, you know, basically. You can kind of tell there's a lot of things we can do just by that. And last thing I want to talk about is the blitz. So if you want to blitz, what we're going to do is pinch our entire defense. And notice how, like I said, everything looks the exact same. Now, sometimes the coverages does get a little wonky depending on, you know, what formation they're in. But just kind of use it to your discretion. Sometimes I'll grab this guy. And zone blitzing is really, really simple. All you want to do is grab anybody that's in the zone coverage. And anybody that's blitzing on the slot, you're going to be good. And you just want to touch a lineman, try to hold them, occupy them if you can. If they're blocking the running back, it's not going to work as well. But you just kind of want to get in there and muddy it up. And then you want to go out in coverage. So I just wanted to take this time just to show you guys this defense. It's really, really nice. Really quick to set up too. You can go to anything you want to. You can man blitz out of it. Just remember, pinch your defense, or you can show blitz, or you can do both, where you pinch your defense and show blitz. And that's something I did forget to mention to you too, that you can do both. You can pinch your defense and you can show blitz. So watch this. Notice how I pinch them and then I show blitz, and then notice how now it looks like we're playing all out man coverage. And now if we go to another zone play like nickel 2 trap, we could pinch our defense, and then we could we could show blitz. Now look at this. This looks like man coverage again. So it's just messing with your opponent. It's really, really great. 4 rush, you know, you have a D-line, you can 4 rush somebody, you can spy this guy, you can quarterback contain them. It's just so much you can do out of this defense, man. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Ray Jarrell, and I'm out.